Good evening, all. I just want to share with you. This is me coming live and I just want to sort of share with you a kind of a client sort of story about, um, how we deal with sort of life and emotions and all this sort of stuff. So we have Ayesha. She came from a dysfunctional family where her mum worked shift work, so she was barely around to give Ayesha the comfort, the attention to even meet her basic needs. Now, Ayesha was an intelligent young girl, and so she found ways to kind of adapt and help her cope. So she learned some dysfunctional, unfortunately, she learned some dysfunctional behavior that almost became her blueprint for her life as an adult, and which in turn affected her relationship. Now, what is some, right? And I know that there is sort of dysfunction among a lot of people out there. So here is some dysfunctional behaviors that we can adapt in order to literally protect ourselves, cope, defend, and survive. So what are some of them? Well, we can compromise on our beliefs and values to please others or to avoid conflict. We can't seem to ask for help. We may pick fights or stay busy in order to avoid intimacy. We may feel a lack of our own self-worth, or we become very good, right? If we become very good, we'll be praised. We can become super helpful because if I'm helping, then people will appreciate me. We can deny our own needs. And sometimes we just can't say no, maybe because it's fear of rejection. We may be over-responsible to ensure that others are more happier than we are ourselves. We can actually get behaviors that are controlling, passive, and dependent on someone else for our own happiness. We can't set boundaries, or we take on other people's dramas as if it's my own. Now, does some of these resonate with you? If you want to, share, like, comment in the comments below, then yeah, please do. Now, sometimes we can then get into relationship in the fact that we hope that our partners can just help us, make us feel good about ourselves. And so we're wanting them to, help us feel secure, help us or feel appreciated, respected, valued, accepted for who we are. We may want attention. We might want validation. We want to be prioritized. We want to be the number one. And we show interest in our partner's interests. And then we may want affection as well, So the question then becomes, why? Right? Why can our partner not fulfill these expectations that we have of them? And that is because of what I call my cups, right? And I'm going to use the trusty whiteboard, right? Here we go. In a normal kind of relationship, right, we have a cup. When we are born, right, our emotional energy is up here, which is pretty cool, okay? But over time, and if we come from dysfunction, then we may get accolades from people, we may get validations through, things that we do and stuff like this. So they're giving us validation. Then we get into a relationship, okay? And then we want our partners to give them, which they will. They will do this. So they'll give us validation and praise and everything like this. But then most of it comes from ourselves, right? which means then that because we are filled to the brim, we've got more than enough emotional energy, okay, to give out to the world. And that's what we do. We kind of give out then to the world. All right. This is kind of normal behavior. But if we are in dysfunction, like Aisha as an example, then it's a little bit different. And this is why our partners cannot fix us, and which we actually put them into a role that is not theirs and which they'll never be able to fulfill. So let's have a look. Okay. The second cup is here. Right? And because we've come from dysfunction then we have these maladaptive behaviors, which means that our emotional energy is now compromised. So it might be around here. We still get accolades from people, validation and everything like this from our work, or, things that we achieve, right? But oftentimes we don't feel as if we deserve them, especially if we are a bit of a people pleaser. We don't deserve it. And so we may push it back in their face, right? So we don't believe them oftentimes. Then we get into a relationship. We think, my partner can sort of fulfill our needs. Well, you know what? No, they can't. Because now we expect them to fill everything, to feel secure, to, sort of be validated, all this sort of stuff. And we literally expect them to do all this. And why they can't do this is because we have holes at the bottom of our cup. And if we have holes at the bottom of our cup, then all this energy or emotional energy and validation and things like this come out the bottom. And in turns, it seems to be that all our emotional energy actually depletes and it becomes lower and lower. And this is why our partners cannot fix our needs. We have to take our own self into our own lives, right? And be able to start filling the holes within our own lives, so that we can become kind of like this cup where we've got then more than enough energy to give out the world. So, I hope this explains some things of why we expect our partners and why we can literally suck them dry, because they just can't fulfill our needs, simply because we've got too many holes. So plug up the holes. And, one of the things I sort of want to share is this. Stop letting your past define your future. You've got an amazing future, and live it to the best that you can by filling up some of these holes. All right, so I'm going to ciao for now. Be well, be amazing, and catch you later.